Well, hey guys, welcome back once again to HarleyDayRider, your girlfriend HDR, out here in the HDR garage. Just trying to get my iPad set up here. All right, so what has me so fired up? Why am I so upset with the way Harley-Davidson is right now actually managing their company, their business? Well, you know, recently I've taken a vacation with my wife and we traveled many states across this great nation. And we were actually able to visit Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, Kentucky, Illinois, and back here in PA. Now, Mrs. HDR kept saying, well, HDR, why in the world do you want to stop at all these Harley-Davidson dealers? I said, because I need to get the true facts. I didn't want to go just to my local dealer and talk to them and see, get their story. I want to get stories from different Harley-Davidson dealers across as many states as I possibly could, and that's exactly what I did. So, again, I've been stopping at Harley-Davidson dealers in those states: Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, Kentucky, Illinois, and back in Pennsylvania. I've been talking to sales members in these dealers, and they all have been giving me the same story. Now, I am reading here because as I was meeting with these, I'd go back in the car and I would actually write down the notes. So I would have these notes for you guys and make sure I could be as factual as possible, because I didn't want to just give you something that you thought I was making up for a video. So these are facts. So Lisa in Missouri, who was a very nice young girl, she's about 24 years old, and I got to talk to her. I said, well, do you ride? And she goes, well, I'm in the basic rider course now. I said, well, when did you start here? She said, about 4 months ago. She said, I sell motorcycles. And I said, that's awesome. To be 24, to be so young and be selling motorcycles, especially being a female, that's great, right? So Lisa in Missouri told me the only problem is that they can't get new motorcycles in. I said, but your showroom looks pretty full. And she goes, yes. She said, Harley Corporate has told the dealers to put as many used Harley-Davidsons in the showroom so it looks like it's full all the time. So when customers come in, it looks like it's full, which obviously it is, but it's a lot of used motorcycles. She said the only bikes they're getting in is the new Sportsters and the Electric Glide Standards. And I said, well, that's great. At least you're getting some new bikes in. She said, yeah, but the only problem is nobody's buying those motorcycles. I said, well, then what are they buying? She said, well, they're actually buying the ST models, the new, whatever they're calling them, Road Glide STs, or, I don't even know the proper name for them. Sorry about that. But the ST model, you know what it is. It's got a 117 engine. It's got the pipes already on it. It's built for performance. It's got basically a stage 2 already completed with it, and people are buying those motorcycles up. And I said, well, okay, so how many of those do you normally get in? She goes, normally we get in one every 2 weeks. And normally it's sold off the pallet. I said, off the pallet? She said, yeah, as soon as the truck lowers it to the ground, somebody will see it and they'll be like, I'm buying that motorcycle, and they buy it. So I thought that was pretty interesting for her to tell me that. Now, the next one I talked to was Zach. Now, Zach was in Kansas. And I asked him, I said, Zach, I said, are you seeing a lot of new Harley-Davidson motorcycles come in? He said, no. He said, we're trying to get them in here. He said, it would be nice as a salesman to be able to sell brand new motorcycles. He said the only thing they're getting in, again, is the Electric Glide Standards, and they're getting in some of the Sportsters. Now, they did have 2 brand new Pan Americas on the showroom floor, and he also said, they're selling pretty well to that particular, type of rider. They were selling those motorcycles pretty well, and I thought, that's awesome. But he said, people want the ST models. And I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, they have phone people, I guess, that call and let you know what's coming in, because they know what's coming from the factory. And if there's an ST model, and they will call you and say, hey, there's an ST coming. If you want it, get down here. Before it gets off the truck, it's usually purchased. The only problem they told me about that is you can't select the color or anything, the color scheme, but you are going to have a Harley-Davidson ST model, and that's what people are buying. But Harley-Davidson's just not producing enough of them. I don't know why. Remember, they had the 2-week shutdown. But the dealers are saying that, they should have recouped by now with parts. So one dealer actually told me, his name was Nathan. He's in Kentucky. I won't tell you which Harley dealer he's at. He was a very nice guy. I talked to him for about an hour. Mrs. HDR got kind of panicky with me because she wanted to go. She was done looking at all the T-shirts. She's like, I got to go. But I hung out with Nathan for an hour and just talked motorcycle business. So Nathan was telling me the same story about, getting these new bikes. And I said, well, you have a lot of bikes in your showroom. And here's a picture I took from up above their showroom. They had 2 stories. And look at the very front row, from the back of the building here, and I'm just showing this picture as I'm talking, to the front door, the first row on the left. Those are all brand new motorcycles. There is a new Road Glide Limited in there. I believe it was a Road Glide Limited, a really pretty bike. They had an Electric Glide Standard, and they had like 3 of the Sportsters, or the new one's called the Nightster. He said they cannot, for the life of them, get any Pan Americas in, and they cannot get a hold of any of the STs. He said when they do get an ST in there, he says the same thing. It's sold before it gets off the truck. So Harley-Davidson, you hit a home run on this ST model. People are buying it. People want it. The problem is you have to be able to produce more of them. And I don't know if that's just shutting down your, all your other products for a while in your factory and just rolling through the ST models or not. Now, every dealer told me the same exact story, that they are buying used motorcycles, so your used motorcycle is worth, more than you might think, because Harley Corp is telling them, fill your showrooms up with motorcycles. We don't have any new ones to send you, so get used ones in there to make it look full, to make it look customer inviting. So that's what they're doing. They're putting used motorcycles. Now, the prices, these dealers are jacking these used prices up, so you're going to pay a bundle. So, but anyway, the last thing I was told is, the one person told me that, or actually 2 people were telling me that it's getting back to the old day. I don't know if you remember the days. It used to be the day when you go in a Harley-Davidson dealer, you could sit on a motorcycle like this one. This is my 2018 Road Glide Ultra. You can test ride it. You come back, I really want that motorcycle. And they go, oh, great, great. They write up the order. You put a deposit on it, a couple $100, $500. Put a deposit that you really want it. They send your name to Harley, manufacturing in York, Pennsylvania. They put your name on a frame, and it goes through and they build your motorcycle. And you will get that motorcycle, right now they're backed up a little bit, in 4 to 6 weeks. And that's the way it used to be years ago. You couldn't buy, you go to the showroom, but you couldn't just jump on a motorcycle and take it home. So, when I bought this motorcycle, we went to a rib cook-off, and myself and Mrs. H. looked at it, and we liked it, and she never did tell me she didn't really pay particular care for the color. But anyway, you get the picture. But the very next day I went down, I demo rode it, and that same afternoon I was able to take this motorcycle home. And that's what the American people want to do. I imagine that's what anywhere you want to do. When you buy something, you want to be able to take it home that day. So imagine in August if I would have had to wait 4 to 6 weeks, it'd been getting really cold, and we'd be starting into the winter season, and the bike would just be sitting here for me to look at all winter. So, but I want to know what's happening in your part of the world, or what's happening in your country, your part of the country. Your local dealers. What are you seeing out there? Do you see a lot of the ST models on the floor? I bet you don't. And if you want an ST model, I can absolutely tell you that you better call the dealer or go in and discuss it with them that you would like to get an ST model and get on the list, because now's the time to probably get your order in before they get 12 to 18 weeks behind on their orders. But yeah, Harley's wants to get back into, I guess these folks told me they want to get back into that model where you go in, you can look at the bike, sit on it, take it for a demo ride, and if you really like the motorcycle, you put a deposit and then you order it. And I wasn't really told is once you order it, I'm sure you can cancel that order if you have a change of heart. But as Bob Nelson said not too long ago, he's an impulse buyer. So am I. When I bought this motorcycle, maybe 5 weeks after or 4 or 6 weeks later, I might not have wanted it, right? It kind of was an impulse buy. If I went in there Thursday and seen it, Friday I went down and took it for a test drive, and it was in my garage Friday afternoon, that's an impulse buy. You can't impulse buy waiting 4 to 6 weeks, Harley. People, you're going to lose orders. People are going to decide to keep what they have and be happy. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. I would really appreciate that. Again, I just wanted to get you the simple true facts from many, many states, many dealers. It's not just your local dealer. Everybody's hurting for new motorcycles, and I don't know when they'll get back to the point where they're putting them back on the floor, but only 2 people will know that, Harley-Davidson and time. Other than that, we don't know. So thanks for watching. Remember, Roger and Ride, be safe. HarleyDayRider will be down and out in the beautiful HDR garage here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Bye for now, everybody.